Good morning, young people. Welcome to chemistry class. This PowerPoint presentation or this video presentation is designed to help you get to know your syllabus. So I need you to have your syllabus with you as we go over this to make sure that you are keeping track of things. Highlight, underline, do whatever you need to do to the syllabus so that you're aware of what I'm talking about and what's being said. So, my name is April Rains. Who am I? What am I about? Many of you have heard a lot of things, but some of them are completely and totally untrue. I was born in Michigan. I lived in Missouri for most of my life and grew up there. I graduated from the University of Missouri St. Louis in 1993 with my bachelor's degree in chemistry and a bachelor's degree in education. I started teaching in 1993 in St. Louis. I graduated from Indiana University Southeast in 2016 with a master's degree in education. I now have 23 years teaching experience, 9 in Missouri, 2 in Michigan, and 12 years in Kentucky, 7 as a Panther. This is my 8th year, the beginning of my 8th year as a Panther, so I'm pretty excited about that. My goal, my ultimate goal in everything that I do is to be the absolute best teacher that I can be. If you want to call it super teacher, that's what I'm about. I'm about making sure that learning is happening in my classroom at all times, and that is what my focus is. So anytime you hear me fussing or getting on you, or if you consider it being salty, whatever you want, it's because my goal is to get you to learn, and that's my job. And so I take that pretty seriously. I take pride in the fact that I take it seriously. So just be aware that you're going to kind of see that from me. I have 3 peeves, 3 things that I can't stand that we'll talk about in class that you probably already know about. Okay, my MVPs, the people who are in my corner all the time, my mom and dad. My mom and dad are my wonderful, wonderful support, have been all my life. They helped me get through school with no debt, and I thank them greatly for that. My family, my son and my grandson and his fiance and my oldest niece, who's like a daughter to me, and her little baby boy, who's not a little baby anymore. He's actually a year and a half, so I need to update that picture. My ladybug, this is my Sydney. She's my youngest daughter. This is my Devin, my oldest daughter, my sweethearts. And my husband, wonderful man. Gets on my nerves sometimes, but I love him dearly and always will. And my family is a really huge part of my life. So I spend a lot of time with you, and I take a lot of time away from them. But they are the most important thing to me, all of these people that you've seen. So what do you need for chemistry class every day? Every day, you're going to need your 3-ring binder every day. Now, you may not have to bring the binder every day, but you have to have a 3-ring binder for my class, because there are going to be times that you're going to need to take things out of that binder and turn them in. And if you don't have that thing organized, it's going to be ugly. I only take paper without ratty edges. I will not grade a ratty edge paper. So I ask that you have loose leaf. If for some reason you can't handle loose leaf, then you need to make sure that you are tearing the edges off, because I will not grade a paper with ratty edges. I'm telling you that now. I want to make sure that you know that. Loose leaf paper is important for me. You're going to need a graph ruled composition notebook. You're going to need a scientific calculator. That does not mean a graphing calculator. That is definitely a scientific calculator. So make sure that you have a scientific calculator. I'll show you the difference a little bit later. Make sure you always have pens or pencils. Have extras just in case something breaks or something doesn't work. I do not provide pens and pencils. I will never provide pens and pencils. That is your job as a student. The $10 lab fee you've already paid. You paid that at registration, so you don't have anything to worry about there. And make sure you have a flash drive. A flash drive is always good to use. So a flash drive is really important because if you have to save something, you have a flash drive to save it to. So you can work at home, you can work here. You can also save it to Google Drive or OneDrive. Just be really careful, because sometimes The directions that I give when copying things and when doing things don't always work with those things. So you need to make sure that you know how to download and to upload and to do the things that you need to do with whatever device you're using to save your stuff on, because there will be times that you need that. Okay. We need to have some respect. In order to have an enjoyable learning environment, we have to have what I call respect for each other, respect for the classroom, respect for the learning that's supposed to be taking place, respect for your classmates, so you know that when you act like a chucklehead, they can't learn, and I'm not going to be happy, and if I'm not happy, you're not going to be happy. Lots of things. And when it really comes down to it, if we just think about the word respect, we cover everything that we need to cover when it comes to managing the class and making sure you're behaving appropriately and doing all of the things that you need to do. So if you have any further questions about that, please come and ask me. But I think from the syllabus, you can see where I was going with that. And I also think that you understand exactly what we're trying to do. Okay. Communication between home and school. I am going to be giving you monthly calendars. You don't have one today because I didn't quite get the tweaks done that I need to get done last night. It was pretty busy here. So you will get one tomorrow morning. Infinite Campus updates. I update Infinite Campus every 3 weeks at least, but usually it's weekly. I usually update at the end of the week on Friday afternoon or Monday morning. So usually I get that done. Phone calls home, good or bad, I make them both, so you'll never know. You will know, because you'll know if you've been good or if you've been bad. Open house and parent-teacher conference days. Open house is September 28th. Parent-teacher conference days is October 10th. So both of those days, I will be more than happy to speak with your parents. Also, email is a great way for communication. Email is the best way to get a hold of me. So if your parents are listening with you, email is the absolute best way to get a hold of me anytime, because I can answer those. I usually get them back within 24 hours. So make sure that your parents know that. How are grades being assessed? It's pretty simple. Grades are assessed according to a 10-point system. JCPS changed back to a 10-point system. So you get what you earn. You're going to make sure that you're earning it. If you earn an 85%, you get a B. You don't get an A for an 85%. And we have to understand that an A, according to what we have here on the grading scale, an A is a 90% or better. That means you're doing 90% of your work perfectly, or 100% of your work is done at least a 90% effort. So that's a pretty big bar. Don't be upset, because many of you come to me saying, oh, well, I've always been an A student. Oh, I've always made A's. Well, sometimes making A's in other classes has been really easy, because you've gotten an A because you were a good kid. This is about an A for doing the work and learning. That's what it's really about. Okay, B's are worth 80 to 89, C's are 70 to 79, D's are 60 to 69. Anything below a 59 and below is a U. You don't need to be there. Everyone can make at least a C in this class if you put forth best effort. That's what's required. Okay, engagement. Your first grading category is engagement. Those cover notes, reading guides, warm-ups, and binder checks. It's worth 10% of your total grade. All items are worth 10%. I did not break these down at all. They will all add up totally by points and be in a category worth 10 total % of your grade. So you'll get it when you start seeing your grade. And we're going to actually talk about something in chemistry, and we're going to pull back to the grades to talk about that as well. The next category, oh, not in the next category, your chemistry binder. What does that mean? And it says 100 points. Don't worry about the 100 points, because that's not really the truth. Your chemistry binder will be checked in a very good way. I actually check it on summative evaluation days. And if you don't have your binder organized, you don't have time to pull the things that you need to pull, because you're only given 2 minutes from the bell to get stuff turned in for your binder check. If you don't get that done, following directions and getting it done in 2 minutes, it doesn't get accepted. So you must have your binder together and organized. So what does that mean? This is all to facilitate your studying. This is all to make sure that you're keeping all of your stuff in a location where you can find it, you know where it is, and you have stuff to study from. Okay, I will not accept any binder checks late. If you forget your binder on a summative assessment day, you will not get a grade. Sorry, it's not going to happen. This is one of the things that for anyone, you're not going to get late. Okay, this is how you have to organize your binder. So you need 6 tabs or dividers, and the titles need to be the following: references, warm-ups, notes, homework, classwork, lab, tests, and quizzes. They have to be in this order. They have to be labeled. Now, I don't care if you make your own tabs, so get manila folders, cut them in half, and make tabs from them. Get construction paper and make tabs. I don't care how it gets done. I need these 6 tabs because this is the way you stay organized. This is the way you know you need to pull something from. And if you're organized, things become easy. If you're not organized, things get ugly. Okay? Don't worry about the 100 points. Okay, the next category is progression. Progression is where you're actually working with the content, where you're working toward understanding the content. This includes classwork, laboratory activities, and formative assessments. Okay, classwork is worth 5%, laboratory activities will be worth 10%, and formative assessments will be worth 10%. Your formative assessments are your weekly quizzes, your Friday quizzes. We will have a quiz every single Friday in this class unless it's a really short week. I know this week's short, but we're still going to have a quiz. Or when we have had a test in the middle of a week and we haven't had much content to cover at the end of the week. So those are times when you won't see a Friday quiz, but most weeks you will see a Friday quiz. And you need to take those Friday quizzes seriously. You need to study because they're formative. That means that they're trying to get you to know, what do you know? What do you not know? What do you need to study? What do you not need to study? What do you need more of? And it's also for me, because for me, it tells me, okay, did they all learn it? Did they all not learn it? Did some of them learn it? Was it covered? Was it not covered? I can tell what you need personally by this information. Next is mastery. This includes lab reports, projects, summative assessments, and final exams. Lab reports and projects are worth 20% of your grade. Summative assessments are worth 35%. Summative assessments are your unit tests. And then final exam, that's at the end of the semester, and that will be worth 10%. Lab reports come at least once a semester. So you'll have a lab report once a semester that you have to do, and we'll talk about what that means. Projects happen often, like throughout the semester. So you might have a project or a mastery project, something that you have to show that you understand something, and that's where that will be counted. Okay, makeup work. Late work is work that's not turned in by the due date. If you're truly absent with an excused absence, this is not late work. Late work means that you were present on the day that it was due and you didn't turn it in. Guess what? It's late. You're not going to get to turn it in. Sorry for your luck. Okay. In advanced chemistry, no late work will be accepted for any reason. No late work will be accepted for any reason. So if you decide not to do your stuff, then you're not going to get a grade. And that is going to cause issues for you. And it's going to be really obvious. And I'm going to be able to tell your parent very quickly, hey, your child's not doing the homework. Your child's not watching the videos. Your child's not. I'm going to be able to tell them this. So you need to make sure that you have it together. Okay, if you're having trouble, come and see me before, not after you're having issues. I can handle things before. I can take care of them. I can work with you. We can work around. We have a lot of ways to deal with that. But if you are not asking before and you're getting behind, you're only hurting you. You are responsible for your learning. I'm responsible for creating a learning environment and giving you activities that are going to help you learn. Okay, absentee procedures. Basically, they're the same. Turning in assignments. When you return, whatever assignment was due on the day that you were gone is due on the day when you return. You have 1 day for every day you're absent plus 1 to get things turned in. So you need to make sure you adhere to that policy. Okay, getting assignments. Assignments are 2 places. Okay, first thing, there's a crate in the classroom. The classroom homework crate is over there. There's a folder for every period. And in that folder for every period is Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. If you miss Monday, you look behind the Monday tab, you grab your work out. You can also find this work on Blackboard. Everything will be posted on Blackboard. So you need to make sure that you're looking at both of those things. Okay, extra help. Please don't interrupt class to ask about missing or makeup work. That's something that you need to do on your own time. Between classes, if I have time, after school, before school, during intervention, if my AP class is not working, all of those things are possible. but you have to be able to get your work done and arrange a time to get what you need done. That's your responsibility as a student. Okay, tonight's homework, pretty simple. Take the syllabus and the safety contract home and have your parents read it and sign it, and then return the letter and the safety contract for 20 points each. Okay, so both of those are right there. Oh, I'm sorry, I put safety contract twice. Sorry about that. And then take the syllabus quiz. Actually, the syllabus quiz is not going to be on Blackboard. It's going to be on Friday. We're going to have it in class on Friday. And everything is due by August 18th, 2017. So make sure that you get all of that wonderful stuff done. Thank you very much. I'll enjoy having you in class this year.